Hello, welcome to RBXNetwork. I'm Alex Sushinsky. I'm here with Wadi. I started.
What's up?
We're here for the second episode of the CRHL Podcast.
So we will. I will speak to the network here. The CRHL Podcast is basically just for the most active, well-known members of the CRHL in season 3, just discussing random topics, mostly CRHL topics in this episode. Hopefully, most of these individuals in this on this stage are known to be absolute goons, but we're going to make the best of it. So I think the most adequate thing we could start speaking about is predictions as we look at likely are the finalized rosters going into the season. We'll start with Colin. What do you think the North and South playoff races are going to look like?
Well, Lawrence. I think San Diego, the Crabs and the Renegades are going to be two great teams to watch this season.
The Renegades are in the North.
I know. I'm just saying. I'm not talking about the race. I'm just saying in general that they're going to be two really good teams. Because, first of all, after Reno signing with Patch, I think they have a really good chance, a really good shot.
I definitely agree with that. Patch is, usually one of the most prolific scorers in CRHL history, and just in general, I think he has a shot at having the most goals award this season. And as long as he's active, which he on average is, I think this is a very winnable award for most goals for him. But not just that, but a playoff berth for Reno, potentially even winning the North Division over Grand Rapids, Philadelphia, and Boston, who are three other very good teams. Grand Rapids is the defending finalists in the Continental Cup Finals. They fell to Greensboro, and Philadelphia. They have Owen Clays, who is in attendance here, and they have Khan, and they have Turtles, who does nothing, to be fair. But it's all based on activity this season.
Great.
What are your thoughts on the playoff race this year, your Turtles?
Well, so the South is going to be easy runaway for San Diego. They've built a BMHL team. This league is just screwed. And then the rest of the South kind of sucks. So, the two Florida teams just are horrid. So I think it's going to be San Diego and Greensboro from the South, and then from the North, it kind of depends. I'm going to assume Reno, and then it's just going to come down to activity of leaked, and then if Grand Rapids can get active. I mean, if those people aren't active, Philly's going to be in the number 2 spot. If they are, it's a toss-up.
I definitely agree with that. Yeah, that's probably the best way you can put it. And speaking of the Greensboro Chargers in the South, we have Greensboro Chargers owner HM in attendance. HM, how do you feel about your team's chances this year for the playoffs? And what people are overseeing is a pretty easy division minus San Diego.
I mean, like you said, San Diego's gonna be a threat. So, when you look at, teams in the league and their high expectations, just gonna have to cup win and whatnot. High expectations and try to back to back. But it's a toss up. Activity's gonna be huge thing about this league is who's active, who's gonna want it more. But I think we've got a chance. This in the South.
Yeah, I agree with that. Activity is obviously a huge thing. Previous season the league, it's really come down to activity. Even if you have a super BMHL team, I've seen teams, not be active despite being, very worthy of a cup, such as the Las Vegas Red Pandas last season. That's how they lost the first round against Greensboro.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, we also have we don't have any new awards yet. Them haven't really been yet to be determined for next season. But to give you a basic rundown of some awards we could really be watching for, the Memorial Trophy awarded to the champion team of the regular season, the most goals, and probably the goaltender of the season. Goaltenders aren't something seen a lot in the CRHL based off of most games usually 1v1s, but you sometimes get 1v1s with goalies. So, what are you guys' thoughts on who could be a goaltender of the season?
Well, not to toot my own horn here, but there's very few actual goaltenders in this league. With NL recently leaving, really, most of the goalies are few and far between. I'm one of the few, main goalies. I mean, there's me and Tree, and I'm easily better than Tree.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you right there. One goalie that could have potential is actually Greensboro Chargers goaltender Hockey the Ref. He could have a good shot. So he has a pretty good way of positioning. He uses shift lock, which has a way better advantage than just first person. So he has a wider range that he can save from, and he also has just a wicked poke check with his stick.
Yeah, the ref is someone overlooked by most players in the league because a lot of people such as Turtles and myself don't really know who he is because we're not very active in other communities in pro hockey besides the CRHL. But I think just another one like ATM said that could come down to activity. Obviously, Geomaz won the goaltender of the year last year just because he was kind of always it was always him and the cookie who showed up, and he usually was the one who would go to the net.
Yeah.
So, ATM, I have a question.
Who do we think?
Oh, shit. Okay. You can go. You can go.
Go ahead.
Okay.
I don't know
ATM,
what you talk about.
what
Go
are
ahead.
your thoughts on... Because obviously, Waddy's already asked you this, but in detail, how do you think the Greensboro Chargers are going to perform? Obviously, it's going to come down to that activity and people showing, but how, just general, on paper, how do you think they'll do?
I think we'll be a contender due to the fact that we have a lot of returning players, and hockey the ref or whoever we signed. I don't know, but yeah, we have like I said, we have veterans coming back. So a lot of familiar faces.
No, I can actually ask Colin this. Oh, never mind. Go ahead.
You can go. I'm done.
Okay. Okay, well, I'll ask Colin this since he just recently took over the Miami Alligators after Air decided, fuck this shit, I'm gonna disown this team, so Colin automatically took it. You don't have much time to really flip this team around after only having one other player on the roster who we've never even seen in the CRHL before. What do you think? What do you think this team could do? Could it surprise people, or will it just be a kind of a free win type of team?
As ATM said, it all comes down to activity, but what I think the plan is, we're going to have a bit of a rocky start, but we'll give it a few seasons, rebuild, wait till free agency, try to sign some people. Obviously, we got Pancake, who plays in HC Tokyo for the BMHL, and they're in the playoffs right now, which will hinder the activity of him a bit come the season. So really, the only plan we have is, well, I offered Mr. Doughball, or not his name now, but he is... Pancake is pretty much the only good player we have at the moment, and obviously, it might just be a sub-filled team this season.
Yeah. I think that's the issue with having BMHL players is because that BMHL season going on, and they prioritize obviously the BMHL over any other league because it's the top
Well,
But the thing about BMHL players is, their life revolves around road hockey. If they're not playing a BMHL game, they're in some side league playing. That could work for the CRHL. And that's not necessarily what you want for the CRHL for players. You want a bit more of a casual league, but it's inevitably going to happen. So that's what it is. And I think,
here's the thing.
it's very uneven right now, some of the teams, and obviously, that's partially due to I don't know what you call it, the stacking. There's going to be and I think the next topic we could talk about is rumors for the CRHL. And one of the rumors being that there's going to be not only a rule to kind of stop inviting and signing players, but there could even potentially, after the season, be roster resets and a full-on draft with all the players in the league.
Okay, so here's my issue with that. We saw the DBCHL.
With some owners who have good teams, bad teams. How do you feel about that?
Me?
Whoever.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. Back in the DBCHL, when it was still called that and still existed, Caden Krause, you might know him. He is notorious for trying to quote unquote get teams that get bad teams off the ground. So what he did I can't remember if it was season 2 or 3, he did that exact thing. Took everyone off the team, created a brand new draft, and he did it in a way that was really weird. But I think it can be good if it's done right and no one will complain.
Well, and, there's multiple ways you could go about it. And, one of the ways is maybe even letting teams keep 1 or 2 players. But, and maybe, I think that would work the most. And obviously, this isn't something that will for sure happen. Maybe, the CRHL really flips around after this season. It really depends how this season goes. And there's still a lot of contenders this season for the championship. I mean, realistically, every team has a player that could carry, or players that could carry to, a championship. There's really 6 teams who could do so. If, the Floridian teams just aren't on that same level. They both actually incredibly ass. But, I feel like there's 6 teams who can win this championship.
Alright. Lottie, I'm going to stop you right there. So, Pancake is the only player. He's playing BMHL, but he's not, at least to my knowledge, he's not one of those players that will be like, oh man, I'm free cup tonight. And he's not one of those players. He's more on the casual side. He doesn't prioritize road hockey unless he absolutely needs to. And that's one thing I like about him, because you don't want like toxic players in a casual league.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point, because I don't think necessarily BMHL players are the problem with the CRHL, because we want that competition, and every team wants players that good, because casual players on average aren't that good. But the toxic BMHL players are really what the problem is. We've had a few of them, we've banned a few of them. But there is non-toxic BMHL members. I really can't name a few off the top of my head. I guess you could say Khan, but I really would doubt that. But I don't really know who's not toxic.
Well, let's take a look in this league if we can find them. So, Penguin's tier 3, but is he tier 3 or tier 2? I can't remember.
He is tier 2. It doesn't matter because he's a team owner. It doesn't count towards the cap.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, as an owner, he's fine. He's not like say, trying to think of a really toxic BMHL player, like Lukey, I guess you could say. He's not like one of those where he just prioritizes hockey and it's just his life. He just kind of is there to play, just to say he played in the BMHL, I guess, and not like lives for it.
I think one of the worst is Geomaz, and he's got suspended for before because if I look back on suspension, we don't have a lot of suspension in the CRHL, thankfully. But Gio was actually suspended the first 2 games of the playoffs for toxic. I can't even pronounce that word for some reason. Just drawing penalties because his teammate wouldn't let him go out and play and destroy a more casual average player.
That was me.
And after that, correct. And then after that, he was suspended through the remainder of his first round for trolling and griefing a game. So, I think he's up there. We've banned a lot of the toxic players at this point because we're just not having that. But respectful players really I could care less because they're making the league competitive.
So this is a question for Turtles. Turtles, I know you haven't been the most talkative person. You've actually been the least tonight. So here's the question I'm giving you. What are your thoughts on, because you're a goaltender yourself, what are your thoughts on every team's current tandem, if they even have one? Just take, bullet points.
Well, Philly, we have been amazing. So we have 01, who we didn't talk about when we were talking about goalie of the year, but
The glazing is wild.
he's
ATM, why are you so quiet?
He's the top goal in my heart.
And then we have me backing him up. I don't know if there's another team that has 2 top, 10 goalies in the league?
Top 10.
Alright, fine. I'm probably top 15.
Top 15? No, you're top 50.
I have an issue with it.
And get this. Because I've talked to Cohen about this actually in DMs pre-draft. I actually kind of, I told the team that the ref, or hockey the ref, whatever you want to call him, could be a steal of a pick because of the some information Cohen provided me of the ref from his league. And you got to remember, Greensboro has the ref, Geomaz, and the Cookie as their 3 main players. And all 3 of them can play goalie. Geomaz won the year most saves last year, and Cookie was just right there with him, just as good. I think Greensboro, if they can just get 2 of those 3 people to show up, they can win some games, especially if you catch other teams, off guard if they don't have their top player show. If Boston doesn't have Lee Pin show, it's just not good for them. And just like Philly, if they don't have Con show, it's really over for them.
Yeah. Without Con, we're screwed. I can't score goals. I mean,
that's where we get to teams like Greensboro and San Diego. If, say, Real doesn't show for San Diego, who do you got left? You've got Steve, and you've got Jace, you've got Ambulance. They have Nathan, too. That's a lineup where you can get a lot of reliance on the team, and, there's just player after player. Players, and it's with Reno, too.
Mm-hmm.
Reno's got, Coops. They've got Patch, and then they've got XG if ever necessary.
Mm-hmm. I mean, those 3 alone could kill any team in the league.
Realistically, and if we're speaking realistically, this is Sandy's championship to lose.
Oh, yeah.
But in season 1, it was Moose Jaw's championship to lose. And they lost it away to Grand Rapids. That was,
they fell off in activity right at the end, and then they just fell.
Well, and that was the thing with Moose Jaw. No one, wow. Moose Jaw was a very toxic team who were a very good team. And they kind of had that mentality that they're better than everyone, that they didn't have to show up. But in the finals, they did have to show up because Grand Rapids, I forget who we had. We had Ali and we had XG. Them were 2 top 2 players. Ali was still pretty good back then before he washed out. But, that's the thing with playoff teams. San Diego could get caught off like that too, because Steven is a very, he can be pretty snotty at times. Because in my opinion, Steven is a bitch.
But and
I think when you look
you
at teams that like let's say like San Diego and Greensboro, for example, they're really solid teams, but road hockey is very inevitable when it comes to championship teams. Like anyone could win. Like people thought, just for example, another league. I forgot what I was gonna say, but anyway, there's like anyone can win, and that's the big point. Like you have a team that the Greensboro Chargers and the CRHL. That league was crap anyway, but Greensboro only lost one game the entire season and almost lost in the finals to Toronto, who no one ever heard about until they started whooping
This is what
Greensboro.
I think. Philly was 2 goals last season. Philly was like 2 goals last season from beating Grand Rapids in the first round and moving on to the finals. And Greensboro was really good. I don't know if they would have had a chance against Greensboro, but it would have made it a lot more interesting. Surprising teams emerged. Greensboro was the favorite last year, and they did indeed win. So
here's what I think would happen if Philly, if NL didn't show up to any of the playoff games, because it was NL that kind of sewered us in games 3 and 4, which then Khan couldn't do it in game 5. That's bad. But if he didn't show, we were gonna win in probably game 4, because that was the game where we were only down by 1. I bet you we could have scored that one if NL didn't say, I'm going out, I don't care. I think Khan could have scored there and won in OT, and then I think we'd probably not gone the distance with Greensboro, but I mean, we would have been, we wouldn't have been swept. We would have taken at least one versus Greensboro.
with Philly and some of these teams have a bit more passion for road hockey, at least a bit more care for at least the CRHL. That they have just a little bit more passion for the CRHL. That they want to make it to the finals. Whereas a team, a BMHL caliber team like Moose Jaw, for example, they didn't care that much, and that can be taken advantage of in the CRHL. We have some teams who have a bit more passionate players. I could say Reno could qualify for that, and Philly could qualify for that too. They have 2 decent players who are pretty humble players who are, I'm really into the Philly bandwagon, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
And then if you guys are cool, Ruby would like to come up on the stage and join, if that's good with you guys.
Well, as we don't have anything more to talk about, I think it is time to have our audience ask us questions. So, Ruby, you can come up and
bring Ruby on up, I suppose. Welcome to the stage, Ruby.
Hey, thank you. It's been a good day. And I just want to say also about the activity in the CRHL last season as well. I feel like, I think I was also part of it because I had high school, but we need to maybe I wouldn't say change the dates, but I feel like we need to get approvals of what days we could probably do games, because the activity has been absolutely crazy. Yeah.
It's really hard because I tried doing a poll, asking people what days did you want the games on. We had a total of 5 people vote, and all 3 answers were tied. So I just did whatever. I did a few weekdays and then fill the weekends, because I'm assuming that works best for people. That really isn't ideal for me, but this isn't, this league doesn't revolve around me. This isn't the CPRHL. This is the CRHL. We need to make the CRHL great again, if I must. But yeah, that's it's just hard to schedule around it. And we asked these people, what days do you want to play on? They didn't answer, and then when there's no games on the days that they want to play on, when they didn't answer, they get all bitchy with you, which which is weird,
Well, my thing is about
but that's a BMHL player type thing. You got to remember too.
Mm-hmm,
Go
yeah.
ahead.
yeah, my thing is that it's very unpredictable with everyone's schedule. Like at least for me, I do sports in real life, so I have like my schedule's all out of whack, and I can't really figure out what's happening with what. But I try to have the schedule kind of sorted out where I can, like I said, because I don't really prioritize real hockey. It's more like a side hobby I do. Like I could do anything else. I've met a lot of great people from real hockey and whatnot, so I like to keep in the loop with different leagues. So
We also have Insanity wanting to come up if that's okay with you guys.
Can I?
that's all right.
Oh,
Put in
That's
my
right.
thing on there.
like,
Go ahead.
yeah.
One sec.
Let me. Do we want him on?
Yeah.
Sure, I'll bring them up.
All
Come on
right.
up.
Who's the deafened turtles?
Hey, welcome to
Oh.
Insanity. What's up?
I literally just want to ask a single question.
Are you
Okay.
ATM's brother? Why do you sound so similar?
No.
It's my son.
Well, go for it, Insanity.
All right. What two teams do you think are going to be in the finals this season?
Ooh.
Okay. Well, so it can't be two North teams. It can't be two South teams because of the divisions. So we can eliminate that. I think San Diego is a very realistic option. However, they have to play Greensboro, so that could really be interesting. And I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna say Greensboro is gonna emerge out of the South and out of the North. Crazily enough, the Reno Renegades. It's gonna be the Greensboro Chargers versus the Reno Renegades for me.
Yeah.
That's realistic. I'm gonna stay humble here and not put my team in the finals again. I'm gonna say Reno versus San Diego on this one. But both teams, it's gonna be really close, matchup between the two if they face in the playoffs.
Nice. I think I'm gonna back out on. I'm still gonna be here, but I'm gonna back out on this prediction because I have not seen the new trades yet, and if I probably
Ruby,
have to see, like,
Ruby, you could just go into the team information chat channel real quick, and it shows all the rosters and stuff.
oh yeah. I don't have anything yet, but I can tell you right now. I feel like for one of the Reno or San Diego, I feel like one of them, like the new teams, are probably gonna go to the playoffs this year. I will still also have the Chargers and let's see. I think some of these people have also been doing pretty good. Who else? Who was the one
My
that?
annoying ass brother just came in the room.
No, you're good. To me, I feel like it might be. I don't think River Kings might have it this year. If I'm being honest, Justin, I feel like was just kind of like keeping up the whole team. I'm not saying he's like about some stuff, but like I feel like he was like the main source. I do think Penguin can like get some more people though and make it back, but I feel like maybe the River Kings, and then I got the Chargers as well. Yeah.
River Kings Chargers matchup in the finals, the rematch would be what? Yeah, that would be interesting. But do the River Kings have such a lineup as Reno does? No. And Penguin, I think, will show up. He really wants it this year. He wants the championship this year. Florida Lobby is inactive. I really doubt he will show up. And then no RFI. I don't know who he is. I've heard he's pretty good, and maybe that'll work out. Maybe he'll bring in some more people because Penguin knows a lot of people in the BMHL. But yeah, I agree. I don't think Grand Rapids has what it takes this year.
I feel like they do too. One thing I will say is that I think did like Justin leave the team or did he like retire?
He just left the team.
Oh, okay. I feel like the River Kings with Justin. I feel like that would be a pretty good lineup. Honestly, it's like Justin was like sadly he didn't win, but he was kind of like carrying a little bit during the finals. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna head out because I'm gonna go eat some dinner. But it was
We'll
nice
see you
chatting.
later, Ruby.
See you guys.
See ya.
So, yep.
So, see ya.
Um,
Whose dog is that?
that is mine.
I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say this here. I think this league, there's about 4 or 5 teams I can say have a real chance of actually making it.
Am I one of them?
Like to the final league. There's
No,
you
your
can
team is
mid-
straight ass.
It's a suggestion.
You're fighting for the first overall pick.
a death match for the first pick.
Or your dog's making me want to eat Chinese food.
I'm gonna eat your dog alive.
Don't worry, I just lost my voice screaming at it.
Sorry, I just put my dog down.
By accident.
Turtle
accidentally
can hear my
bumped my
dog
dog.
from where he lives.
ATM,
Turtle
have you
I
ever...
accidentally-
probably lives an hour away
ATM, I
from
have a
me.
question.
Yeah.
So, have you ever Shane Dawson your cat?
No. Can't say I have.
What about when she screamed at you during a VC?
Actually, I gotta ask you guys a question. What do you guys think the worst feature, just the worst thing about the CRHL? What is the worst thing about it?
Cone being in the league.
The activity.
Rhea?
It's easily the activity. I mean, if
Yeah.
everyone's
It's El
active,
Turtle's
this-
goalie percentage. It's save percentage.
The existence of Patch is my final answer.
But I mean, without Patch, we'd be having to play NL's arena, and NL's arena, frankly, sucked. It was
Right
bare
now,
bones.
until we find a reliable arena builder, we kind of have to suck Patch's dick, so that kind of sucks. But
I'd do that any day.
I mean, we
Guys,
did give
I've
him
been
the
recording for an
awful
hour.
I'm making an arena right now if you guys want to use that shit.
I mean,
Insanity.
send it to me,
Insanity, can I tell you something?
Yeah.
You sound like a cross between ATM and Van Young 14.
Jesus Christ.
Fuck's sake, man.
Alright, guys. I think I'll be heading out. Thanks for having me on.
We're glad to have you on, ATN. You're welcome on
If you want me
anytime.
on, if you want me on as a permanent
no.
tenant,
The permanents are set for the coming season, but we'd love to have you as a guest.
Turtle,
for-
shut the fuck up. You're not the owner of this podcast. I am, bitch.
Nobody, no.
Why?
I am used to it. No, oh my god. I am inside my true colors show.
So update on my Oklahoma.
I'm still recording. Help.
Keep recording, Colin. We still got a lot to talk about. You know, we have to talk about this next. Is who is the worst? Well, actually, we'll do this. Who's the best members in CRHL history? Be honest. Like, don't glaze. Anyone be honest. Who really has been the most impactful?
Caden Krause.
Oh, wait.
He's my favorite road hockey person ever. The Seattle Sabres should have done a 4-peat.
See, in the CRHL, under my administration, we will make the Grand Rapids River Kings win always. We're gonna make this like the RHA. River Kings win every season until everyone leaves.
United States of the CRHL under the Lottie.
I'm formally disbanding Philadelphia, and then I will be signing with Grand Rapids.
Turtles, you do not make a difference to any lineup, so I don't know why anyone wants to sign you.
Morty, I have a question. Can you go into settings, go to members, click the 3 dots behind Caden, and you see that red button that says transfer ownership? Can you click that, please?
No. If you're gonna,
If there was anyone I would genuinely transfer ownership to, it would likely be XG. Because XG is the greatest member in CRHL history. XG, literally, as soon as I saw that picture of XG, I failed NNN instantly. There was no preventing it. It just happened.
But I have one final question before I leave.
What?
Do you guys listen to the Talk to a podcast?
I do. I saw that one episode with freaking. I saw that one episode with Joe Rogan, and he as soon as he said, "Haley, why are you trying to make me fail NNN?" I completely lost it.
Swear.
Have you seen that one AI generated Diddy Talk to episode?
I've watched every Talk to episode with my moldy cheese actually.
Alright, ladies.
Wait, ATM, I have one final question.
Thank
It'll
you
take
for
5
having me
seconds.
again.
Okay, ATM, to close out the podcast, do you like your cheese drippy?
Ooh, see, now this is a hot take.
Yeah.
I do, in fact. Now, you can quote me on this. This is going to be on YouTube at some point, so.
It is.
I do indeed like my cheese drippy.
Thank you for thank you for coming, ATM.
I'll be
Thank you for
showing me on
coming,
again.
Samuel. Glad to have you back at any time.
I'm joking
You're
a
great
banana
guest.
right now.
Yes. Alright. Y'all have a great night. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
You too. It's just the three of us. It would have been nice to have Khan here, but I feel like anything over 4 people gets just chaotic. It just gets kind of chaotic. The first one was that wasn't even a podcast. That was literally just an edging session of some sort. This one is actually real, and at least next Monday we're not going to have any pop-up ones on Saturday or whatever because of the that's opening day. But at least Monday we'll have new stuff to talk about. It's going to be hard to find new things to talk about in the podcast. The main thing here, but I'm sure we will figure it out.
All right. Well, I think unless you want to say one final thing.
I think I'm all good. Are you done, Turtles?
I'm beating my Peter because Peter actually just scored a goal.
Alright, I'm Riley Sushensky. That is Lottie. That's Turtles, who is currently beating his Peter because Peter XG just scored a goal. This is RBXNetwork. Thank you for watching. See you next Monday, November 18th. Possibly at the same time. I don't know. See ya.